Welcome back to the 2-Minute Warning, episode 316. Going to be talking about whether or not Aaron Rodgers is overrated. Of course, Green Bay Packers fell short today to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 31-26, sending the Packers home and the Bucs to the Super Bowl. But first, question of the day. Again, stick around to the end to find the answer. But the question today is, how many franchise Super Bowls do the Green Bay Packers have? Again, answer revealed at the end of the video. Let's get right to it. Jay, simple question. Is Aaron Rodgers overrated?
I'm going to have to go with no. Yes, he doesn't have the most winningest record. I'm not sure if that's the right word, but the accolades do not line up against him. Yes, he has MVPs under his belt. Yes, he has a Super Bowl MVP under his belt. And yes, he'll probably even get an MVP this year. And arguably, this might have been his best season across his entire career. That's debatable. That's a different conversation. But to say the man's overrated, I don't want to go that far. I do think God-given talent, Aaron Rodgers might be the best quarterback of all time. Yes, Tom Brady might have more accolades, might have a better drive down the field when you absolutely need it. Yes, Patrick Mahomes might eventually be better than Aaron Rodgers. And, of course, you got your Montanas, Elways, Brett Favre, etc. But pure God-given talent of accuracy, arm strength, wisdom, QB vision, I do think Aaron Rodgers does have the best raw skill and talent amongst the best quarterbacks of all time, so I don't think he's overrated. Yes, he doesn't do great in the big games, 1-4 in the NFC Championship. Not something you want to see, to only have one Super Bowl appearance out of the NFC, along with Drew Brees only have one Super Bowl out of the NFC as well. Yet they both combined, I think Aaron Rodgers and Drew Brees combined have played in the NFC for 35 years. Tom Brady played in it for 1 year, and they both have the same amount of Super Bowl appearances. I don't really want to compare him to Tom Brady because I think many of us know Tom Brady, at least in my opinion, is in a whole different conversation of GOAT category. So I don't want to compare Aaron Rodgers to him exactly, but overrated is a big statement for Aaron Rodgers. I think he's properly rated. Definitely not going to say the dude's underrated because he's going to win MVP, and he is typically in the GOAT conversation. Definitely not a GOAT winner in the conversation, but he's definitely at that par to be on GOAT level, and I don't think Aaron Rodgers deserves to be called overrated, just given the fact if you look at the teams around him, really he just has Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones, and Jair Alexander. Yes, this is probably one of the best teams Aaron Rodgers has played with, and of course that team he won the Super Bowl with, but overall, the Packers have not done a good job across Aaron Rodgers' entire career to just surround him with the talent he deserves and needs to go into a Super Bowl winning season. He's just kind of, I don't want to say been playing by himself, but he's definitely been keeping, the Packers above water. He's just keeping them afloat at this point across his whole career, and if they got him some real help, Aaron Rodgers would definitely be the best quarterback in the league if he's not already. I don't think he's overrated, and I kind of blame the Packers organization for not making him a little bit better and getting him a few more wins along the way.
Yeah, the big thing for me in this conversation, and I don't want to say he's overrated, and I don't think he's overrated, but I think to an extent the answer is yes, and I think you can make an argument that he is. The big thing for me is that NFC Championship record, he's been 5 times, only won once. And, of course, that year he did find a way. He did win the whole entire thing. He won the Super Bowl. He beat Pittsburgh, but it just seems that it's always more of Aaron Rodgers isn't capable of winning the game but on his own, and he's never had the best team around him. So you can make an argument that he's overrated. The fact of the matter is he doesn't win the big game very often, but I don't think that can be blamed on him. We saw him draft Jordan Love this year.
Yeah.
And
A.J. Dillon in the second round.
A third back when they already have two. Yeah. One being Aaron Jones, who's a good back relative to everyone else in the league. Aaron Jones is a good running back. So, I mean, the front office has handled building a team around Aaron Rodgers poorly ever since they won the Super Bowl when they had that well-put-together defense plus Jordy Nelson and Greg Jennings and, of course, Aaron Rodgers. So I think it's more so he has always played well in the regular season, got expectations for his team very high, which then makes people think if he doesn't win it all, then he screwed up. But in reality, playoff football, the more well-rounded team wins every time, and the Packers just fail to be well-rounded.
Yeah, it's tough. And then in those NFC Championship games, I mean, 1-4, of course, he beat the Bears in the time he won. But his second NFC Championship game, he blew that big lead to the Seattle Seahawks. Third time, he wasn't even really competitive against the Falcons. Fourth time, we've just seen how he wasn't competitive against the Niners last year. And this year, this is where Aaron Rodgers, I don't want to say his legacy was on the line, but this game determined where his legacy goes. If he goes up 10 points or down 10 points, this is the scenario he wanted. He never played in the NFC Championship at home. He got it at home this time. He got the weather he wanted. I don't want to say he got the team he wanted, but it was a situation that I think a lot of us going in thought Aaron Rodgers and the Packers were the better team than the Bucs, and really Aaron Rodgers did have a well-rounded game, and I'm not sure how much better he could have done himself, but there were just a couple moments that maybe if the refs called an extra play here or there, could have gone Aaron Rodgers' way, but however, he did not win the game. No matter how many ifs, ands, or buts you want to pull up for the game today, Aaron Rodgers' legacy, I definitely think, took a step back today. Don't want to say it's definitely ruined by any means, but it's definitely not hitting the peak that it could have if he won today and went on to win go to a second Super Bowl.
I mean, looking at how he played today, he threw for 350 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Compared to Tom Brady, he did great.
Yeah, compared to Tom Brady, who had,
280 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
3 interceptions was the big thing there.
Yeah.
So, Rodgers, more yards, same amount of touchdowns, better completion percentage, less interceptions than Brady today, which kind of proves my point that I made earlier is the Bucs had a better team that was able to overcome Tom Brady, not playing as well as Rodgers, but having a better team. So for me, it's just the fact you look at the game today. We had a drop pass by Devontae Adams, arguably could have cost him the game, but we did actually ultimately the play that defined the game, in my opinion, was that end of the first half, 40-yard pass to Scotty Miller for the Bucs that essentially won the game for them, in my opinion, which was set up by a Rodgers interception. So that was a key mistake, but I think again, today's loss and his previous losses in big games kind of boil down to not having the help around him that he needed.
Yeah, I mean, could have Aaron Rodgers played a little bit better? Yes, we can all be better at something, but at some point you're crossing a fine line where you can't ask too much more of the guy. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is completely overrated by any means, but I do understand the argument 100%.
Yeah, again, if I'm going to choose a final answer, I'm going to say no, he's not overrated.
Yeah.
He's a very talented player. But for people that think he is, there's a little bit of evidence to back it up, I say.
Yeah, I agreed.
All right, that's all for the video. Question of the day is for the Green Bay Packers have won 4, I believe it was the first 2 Super Bowls ever, then again in 96, and then in 2010 they won the Super Bowl. So if you're still here sticking around for the answer, thanks. And